A five-time Grammy winner is sharing her experiences as a mother in her new book called Whoa, Baby, a guide for new moms who feel overwhelmed and freaked out. Kelly joins us. Well, it's no surprise why you got most beautiful family.
Oh, thank you.
Your family is gorgeous.
Thank you so
Little
much.
Titan. Oh, my God.
He's the scene stealer, let's be honest. I mean, that hair, that little face.
Thank
you.
So when you were pregnant with him, you were saying, like, after you had him, you had a hard time finding a book or finding people who would really tell you what's going on with me, right?
I didn't find anything. No, you're exactly right. I didn't find anything, and I was so frustrated. I had so many questions from my doctor, Dr. Tristan Bickman, who I collaborated with the book on, and she said, you know, most moms have questions about what happens right after. This book is post-pregnancy. And she said, someone should write a book. I said, oh, we're writing that book. And here it is. And I'm so happy because it's everything that I wanted to read. You know what I mean? We have moments where it's funny. We have moments, of course, I wanted a doctor to be involved so we can have that knowledge, and a physical therapist, a psychotherapist, like a trainer, just different people of backgrounds, just to wonder, like answer all the questions. I had so much wonder about everything.
Well, I think for all of us as mothers, for me, I was so hopeful to be pregnant. I was lucky enough to be pregnant, and all these babies, what to expect when expecting the baby. But then what it does to your body, I mean, it is like, and it does not discriminate. Doesn't matter if you're famous, have money, don't have money.
Thank you.
A baby is going to wreck shop.
And it doesn't matter C-section or vaginal delivery. You're going to have issues either way.
Absolutely. And I mean, and I did. I think that that's what really threw me off. Was like, I was like, wait a minute, all these physical changes are crazy. You know what I mean? And I was like, why didn't no one told me this? So I was really a little disappointed in some of my girlfriends who had babies. And I was just caught off guard.
Let's talk about postpartum depression. Did you talk about that? Did you experience any of that? You didn't.
I didn't, but I ran into different moms who did. And I saw them wear it, and I saw them just be the best that they could for their children, which I admired so much. And I remember talking to this one mom, and she was just like, I just don't know who I am right now. And, you know, she was telling me about her feelings. Why she just wanted to talk to me about it, I don't know, but I was so happy that she did. And I just feel like that part of the book was so important. It's one of my favorite chapters. But I felt like that should be touched on. I felt like it's a lot of shame around it sometimes, and I wanted to really address it to where it opens up dialogue and opens up conversation.
What was your journey like after delivery?
My journey, I remember walking to the mirror. I remember walking to the mirror after I had my son, and I said, who is that? Like, I literally looking in the mirror after I got out of the shower thinking, whose body is that? Because I was so focused on my Shape magazine cover that I had like years ago, and I was like, I don't know who this is. And I think that, oh my God, the sleep, I didn't get any sleep.
The exhaustion.
The exhaustion, and the trying to feed my son, trying to breastfeed my son, and that was a little bit of a struggle. Then like 2.5 weeks later, of course, I lost my mom. So it was just so many different things that happened.
You had a lot going on.
And it was a lot going on. So,
You write a chapter about how, you know, you got your groove back, or when you got your groove back. Did it take a while? I mean, because relationships change a little bit during that time, right?
They do change a bit. I mean, for me, I remember I was so body conscious. It wasn't even my husband. It was more so me. So I had to find my little, you know, my zhuzh again. And once I did, I remember feeling really good about it and just being ready to get back in there.
I remember the doctor said to me 6 weeks, and I came home, I said, honey, the doctor said 6 months.
Oh my God.
But with the breastfeeding, I want to touch on that because I find that we all need to be accepting of whatever works for you. Because sometimes the other mothers are judgmental, and it was easy with my first, hard with my second, and I felt like we just all need to be kind to each other, whatever works for you.
We need to be kind, just period, amongst mothers, you know, because there's so many, you never know what anybody's going through. And for me, I think it's important when you're understanding this new role, understanding yourself as now I'm a mom, you know what I mean? Like you're coming into that and trying to figure out your relationship and trying to figure out work. It's a lot to try to think about at one time. So to act like, I remember I asked you questions, you know what I mean, about motherhood. Well, every time I see you, I ask you a question. Titan's hitting.
Okay, we broke this down. Now we had a good thing for this, for Titan's hitting.
So Titan's hitting, right? It's 2.5 now or so? I mean, this is because they can't express themselves, right? So that they don't really have the words yet. And no matter how many times you say, use your words, not your hands, or your fists.
I like that.
Well, that's when you tell them, but they still, you know.
I told you what to do.
You wear them out.
I'm gonna put them in swim class. I think you put him in swim class. That will wear him out.